This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 18. For only you have obeyed my commandments, prosperity would flow like unto you like a river. Deliverance would have come to you like waves of the sea. Your descendants would not have been, your descendants would have been like numerous as sand, and your children as granules. Their names would not have been cut off or eliminated before my presence. I like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I like to give all glory and honor to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. If only we would have listened and hearken unto Yahweh Shai's words and commandments, then our blessings would have been like a river, okay? That's a metaphor, okay? We see what's going on, okay? America's in this war with Iran, okay? We have to, what we do is measure prophecy. That's what this is all about, okay? We measure prophecy. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou time diligently inside itself, and when thou seest partly the signs past which I told thee before, then thou shalt understand that is this very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he hath made, okay? The book of Isaiah chapter, one moment here. The book of Isaiah chapter 26, verse 21. Look, look, Yahweh is coming out with the place where he lived to punish the sin of those who live on the earth. To The earth will display the blood shed on it. It will no longer cover up his slain. Okay, so if only we would have hearkened unto Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, okay, all this disaster would never happen, okay, but it was the will of Yahweh Shai for us to go off, okay. This is basically one big movie of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and you want to make sure you're on the right hand side of. You want to make sure that you the protagonist character in this movie. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, you want to make sure that you are good. Okay, when this thing goes down. Okay, you don't want to be destroyed when this thing goes down. The book of Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. You have destroyed my people by failing to acknowledge me. Because you refuse to acknowledge me, I will reject you as my priest. Because you reject the law of your power, I will reject your descendants. Okay, so since we rejected Yahweh Yahushai, our descendants got rejected. Okay, that's why they catch us so much hell. Last hired, first fired, getting put to death violently in the streets here in America. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, Seek Yahweh Shai while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. Okay, the wicked need to forsake their way. Okay, and turn back to Yahweh Shai. Turn to the book of Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles chapter 30, verse 6. Messengers delivered the letters from the king and his official throughout Israel and Judah. This royal edict read, O Israelites, return to Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, so you may return to so he may return to you who have been spared from the king of Assyria. Don't be like your fathers and brothers who were unfaithful to Yahweh power of their ancestors, provoking him to destroy them, as you have seen. Now, don't be stubborn like your fathers. Submit to Yahweh and come to his sanctuary, which he has permanently consecrated. Serve Yahweh your power so that he might relent from his raging anger. For if you return to Yahweh, your brothers and sons will be shown mercy by their captors and return to this land. Yahweh, your power is merciful and compassionate. He will not reject you, or if you return to Him. Okay, so that's what this is all about. Okay, if you return to Yahweh. If you return to Yahweh, he will return unto you. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 1. Now, Israel, pay attention to the statutes and ordinances that I am about to teach you, so that you might live and go to enter and take possession of the land that Yahweh, your power of your ancestors, is giving you. Do not add a thing to what I command you, nor subtract from it, so that you may keep the commandments of Yahweh, your power, that I am delivering you. You have witnessed what Yahweh did at Baal Peor, how he eradicated from your midst everyone who followed Baal Peor, but you who remain faithful to Yahweh, your power, are still alive to this very day, every one of you. Okay, so that's what this is all about. Okay, seek Yahweh Shai while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. The book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 2. Yahweh was very angry with your ancestors. Therefore, say to the people, Yahweh of heavenly armies says, turn to me, says Yahweh of heavenly armies, and I will return to you, says Yahweh of heavenly armies. Do not be like your ancestors, of whom the former prophets called out, saying, This is what Yahweh, power of Yahweh of heavenly armies has been saying. Turn now from your wickedness, but they would not by no means obey me, says Yahweh. As for your ancestors, where are they? Did the prophets live forever? But my words and my statute, which I commanded my servants the prophets, not outlive your fathers. Then they might pay attention and confess. Yahweh of heavenly armies has been indeed done what he has said to do to us because of our sinful ways, okay? So, due to our sinful ways, okay, this has separated us from our God. Okay, one moment. Your sinful ways have separated you from your God. Bible verse. The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 2. The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 2. But your sinful acts have alienated you from your power, whose sins have caused him to reject you, have reject you and not listen to your prayers. Okay, so it's due to our sinful ways. That's why we have been alienated from Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Is all this evil have come to us because our God is not with us? Book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 17. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 17. And at that time, my anger will erupt against them, and I will abandon them and hide my face from them until they are devoured. Meaning distresses will overcome them, so that they will say that at that time, have not these disasters come upon us because our power is not among us, but I will certainly hide my face at that time because of all their wickedness, what they have done, and turn into other gods. Okay, so that's why all this destruction happened to us as a people. Okay, that's why this destruction happened to us as a people. It destroyed us. Turn to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 63, verse 7. I will tell of the faithful acts of Yahweh, for Yahweh's praiseworthy deeds. I will tell about all his what Yahweh has done for us. He has many good things that he did for the family of Israel because of his compassion and great mercy. He says, certainly they will be my people, children that are not disloyal. He became their deliverer. Though all they have suffered, he suffered too. The messenger sent from his very presence delivered them. And his love, he had mercy, he protected them. He lifted them up and carried them throughout ancient times. But they rebelled and offended his Holy Spirit. So he turned into an enemy and fought against them. Okay, so that's what happened. We rebelled as a people, okay, and that's why we was eradicated. Okay, with them there was eradicated, okay, because we didn't serve Yahweh Yahushai, okay. That's what this is all about. We was almost destroyed as a whole people, okay. That's why the remainder remnant, okay, the little bit of us that's left needs to return back to Yahweh Yahushai while we still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. We damn near was eradicated. The book of Luke, and I'll leave you with this. The book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 41. Now, when Yahushua approached and saw the city, he wept over it, saying, if you would only have known this day, everyone, even you, the things that might be your peace, but now they are hidden from your eyes. For the days will come when your enemy will build an bank against you and surround you and close you and fall from every side. They will demolish you and your children within your walls, and they will not leave within you one stone on top of another, because you did not recognize the time of your visitation of your power. Hopefully you was edified. I like to give all glory and honor and praises to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.